All right. We're just going to be taking a look at lower time frame, and this is more towards day trading. All right. So one of the combinations you can use is the hourly and the 2-minute chart, or the 30-minute and the 1-minute chart. All right. So it's 30-minute springs and upthrusts, and lower time frame 1-minute changes. Change of behaviors. All right, that's one combination. There are many, but this is one that we use. So I have here 30-minute ES, basically indexes in the top 4, and then below that are the crude and gold. So the indexes, crude and gold, and these are the 30-minute charts. Below that, I have a 1-minute and 1-minute chart with price and volume and thrusts. So, I mean, and the wave chart here has dollar and basically time and price, but instead of putting in ticks, I put in dollars. That's one way of doing it. All right, so let's see what's going on. We see that in the ES, the market was downtrending, and it had a upthrust right there. After it made a low, right there. See that upthrust? Same thing on the NQ. In the NQ, it was right here. You can see the 50 period going down. So, I mean, these are upthrusts in a downtrend. This one is also quite even more obvious right here. That's in a YM. Then there were some spring opportunities. One was, actually 2 of them, in gold right here. These ones are pretty. These are pretty good. And there was one small opportunity in crude. In any case, that's it. All right. So now once that occurs, you go to the 1-minute chart and execute. So we'll first take a look at the latest one, which was right here on the Dow, right there, that upthrust. So what happened? You have a downtrend. First of all, you have to do it with trend. If you're not doing, if you're not doing it with trend, there's going to be problems. All right. So this is a upthrust. It made a lower low, and then it made an upthrust, and then I think this one also is an upthrust. Both of these. So let's pick the YM and just take a look at what happened in these 2 spots on a 30-minute YM chart, and seeing how it turned on a 1-minute YM chart. A lot of times, okay, right here, there's your upthrust. So market was going up $935, 24 minutes. That's pretty good. And then finally pulled back here, $575 for 8 minutes. All right. So let me just frame the trend. So we see ding, 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 ding over here, makes that higher high. This move has the biggest volume in 13 waves. So that indication in an upthrust position was your climax. All right, so it went into an upthrust position and climaxed in an upthrust position. Why? Because it was taking out this prior high here. So that's what happened. It took out the prior high, bang, on increasing volume. All right, so this is your climactic move. This is the biggest volume in 13 waves, but it doesn't mean jack until, you know, you have breaks. So you get those breaks, you know. The first thing to indicate is there's some pressure here, right here on this bar, because it was taking out this. There's a minor level here, okay, and that's why it was breaking that level. So without getting into too many of the nuances, this is the climax, this is the selling pressure, bang, 1, 2, 3, attempts to go high. What is this doing? It's building like a little base, and this was the reversal, right there, right there. And of course it had follow through, which did what? Initiated breakdown. And that's about it. So, I mean, in my opinion, it's not very clear. It's not very overt. The only thing that's telling me that there's going to be a turn is this climax, followed by the this area breaking. You know, once it breaks, game over. Short it, and so let's see the next one. Maybe it's more overt. I think it was this. But this one also is not that great because yes, you have this spike up, and yes, it is very overt right here. Then what is this? It's a change of behavior. So it goes into the upthrust positions, and the upthrust is being sold. This is clear evidence that the upthrust here, which took out these levels over here, took it out, and was what? It was sold. This is very clear selling. Very, very clear selling. I mean, this volume is the biggest volume in 29 waves, and biggest price action in 29 waves. So I mean, what else? I'm asking myself a question: is the upthrust being sold, or is it a legitimate breakout? Right? So if it's in breakout position and you have this type of selling pressure, what is that telling you? Do you think that's going to break out? Do you think it's going to break out when it goes up and gets the biggest price volume pressure in 29 waves? Does that look like a successful breakout above these highs? Or does it look like someone sold the breakout, making it an up thrust because it penetrated the highs, went into a breakout position, and it got sold? Now, do I like it? I don't like it. Why? Because I don't like these little baby pullbacks. They've become very difficult to trade because, well, your stop is going to be above here. So the test came later over here and gave you the low risk opportunity, right? It gave you low risk opportunity here. I don't want to wait all this time. It should pull back within like 3 waves, 1, 2, 3. If it doesn't pull back within 3 waves, it can come back and go into another position and rally and take out the highs. So I don't, because when it goes down like this, I don't want it to come back, break trend, and do all that. So this needs to go up, down, up, tag, and then puke, like the other one did, right? So anyway, okay. Anything else? Let's see. So these were 2 on the YM. All right, let's take a look at. Did I do the gold? Okay, we'll go look at gold. So gold, I'm going to take a look right here, right? Let me draw the line here, this spring, and show the turn, and we will just see if it's tradable or it's not tradable. If it's not tradable, screw it. Here, the market goes into what this right here is a spring position with a climax. Yeah. So what you're going to notice is when these springs and upthrusts occur, you will notice all the time what happens is you're going to get climaxes and change of behaviors. A lot of times you get both. In this case, you had the market go into a spring position on a 30-minute chart and on a climax on a 1-minute chart. This 1-minute chart is showing you a climax. Why? Look at the price volume behavior here. If I measure it, it's bigger than 34 volume waves and 49 price waves. And it's the biggest. You just see $670, $870, $540, $420, and then bang, $1,100, right? But that doesn't mean anything until I see the response. Because if it's a weak response, it's going to continue to go down. The response is $740 up. $740 up is bigger than 130, 210, 110, 290, 140, 400, 560. So it's bigger than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 waves. So what is that telling you? That is telling you someone is buying the spring. And the pullback after that is telling you there is no supply. And see, that was the trigger to go long right there. And market rallies. Later on, it came all the way down and gave the, gave that test, and then rallied higher. So what do you realize? You realize here's your spring, and what? And here's the climax on the lower time frame and buying. So that's what I'm trying to get across here. There's you see like breakouts and breakdowns. When you trade them against trend, you know what they really are? In many situations, they are climaxes. I'm going to repeat that. Breakouts, the high volume breakouts that are against trend on a lower time frame will look like climaxes. Here you have a breakdown on the 30-minute chart against this low. If you go to the lower time frame, it looks like a climax. You see? So that's why trend is important, because that breakout or breakdown that is counter trend can set up ending action climaxes on a lower time frame, and that's opportunity. All right. Is there any more here? Okay, we'll go to this one. So here, this is also clear in that the market goes into a spring position, and is the spring being bought? Answers yes, right here. This is the biggest price wave in about 12 waves. So 480, 240, 290, 290, 410, 330, 350, bang, 620. What happened? Market went into a spring position and it was bought. Meaning what? Breakout rejected. And then it goes up. So, right there. Buy, buy, buy. I don't like the crap pullbacks. Like these pullbacks are not good. I want a deeper retracement. But I mean, that's what the market offers. So what are you gonna do? All right, that's all I have for today. Thank you. Bye.